Hi there, Scorpio. Hope you're having a great January. Here is your mid-January reading pertaining to the middle portion of the month and the last 2 weeks. Okay. The High Priestess. The most intuitive card in the deck, also a major arcana. Okay, so there's an element of being highly intuitive and rather confident. Okay, so we're going to be doing the Celtic Cross, starting with your deep past, moving on to your recent past, current state, advice position, near future, hopes and or fears, final outcome. Crowning the reading with 3 cards here. The first being the energy that you stepped into that helped lead you to your current state. Then the environmental energies that sort of lay at your feet as you move forward through the month. And finally, up top here in the right corner, we're going to have the energetic pathway that you're moving into. Okay. Let's just shuffle a bit more here. I feel you guys are ready to go though. Quite honestly, you have your ducks in order. You're feeling confident. Here we go. Deep past. Ooh, look at that. Recent past. Current state. Advice. Near future. Hopes and or fears. Final outcome. The energy that helped lead you to your current state, the environmental energies card, and the final sort of energetic pathway that you're moving into. Crowned reading with the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse, overlaying the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, overlaying the Six of Pentacles upright, overlaying Death in reverse. Okay, and I believe Death is your card, Scorpio. Okay, so at the base of it all, remaining true to yourself, right? That's the message that's speaking to me. Now, you have 2 major arcana and 3 if you're considering the devil. Sorry, death. Okay. So but the major arcana here that we have, right, the High Priestess, popped out, right? Sort of speaking to the general outlook towards whatever is taking place in your life during this period of time, right? This tiger is just, looking at the spread, sort of conveying a sense of perspective, right, towards everything that's happening, almost from an outsider's perspective, almost from the perspective of sort of an eagle eye vision, right, and macro perception of what's taking place. Okay, one that is filled with wisdom, one that is calm, cool, and collected. Okay, not taking the sweat, not taking the heat, right? Remaining calm, cool, collected, connected really to your sense of intuition, which is already naturally strong, given that you are a Scorpio, right? Scorpios do generally have a very strong sense of intuition. Okay? Now, okay. Elementally, you have an emphasis on pentacles, drawing up from your recent past, right, and your deep past to the sort of focus, right, that you're laying your efforts and your energy on and towards. in addition to the theme of your reading, right? The Daughter of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, right? And also the Six of Pentacles right beneath that upper right. Okay, there's a sense definitely of this preoccupation, right? Of this regard to either your finances or your career, okay? Or really anything that brings you a sense of stability and groundedness in your waking life, okay? You then have a prominence of sword energy, a prominence. Okay, you have the Three of Swords in reverse, you have the Five of Swords in reverse, the Ten of Swords, and the Eight of Swords in reverse. So it seems that there's a lot of commotion, right? Commotion, even combative, even involving many different people, many different perspectives, one that can be exhausting, okay? And let me just make sure we are recording here. Okay, excellent. So, however, it seems that you are reaching this culmination, right? This culminating point in terms of whatever this has been, okay? Definitely a degradation of this heavy swords energy, right? It is falling out. Both of these cards, the energies are somewhat weakened, right? It seems. And falling out. The point of culmination is being risen to and met. And the energy of this sword's prominence is decreasing to an 8. And it's in reverse. Okay, so it's falling out. So that's in regards to the sword's energy at play. And ooh, I did forget you have the Five of Pentacles as well. Okay, so make that an even greater prominence of Pentacles energy. Okay, now you have one Wands card, also a 10, speaking to culmination. Okay, these two cards could be speaking to a situation, right, that is sticky, that involves constant sort of conversing, okay, and the involvement of sort of many different actions, conversations, people, personalities, viewpoints, requirements, efforts, right? One that is exhausting, that is exhausted, that has just reached its limit, okay? And you have another 10 here of Pentacles, speaking to the sort of anticipated culmination of the sort of closeout of a cycle in terms of your career or your finances or anything that really grounds you, okay? And Death is another card that speaks to culmination and sort of the transformation, right, from one situation to the next, right? Very much in line with this prominence of 10, culminating energy. So let's get right into it. In your deep past, you have the Four of Pentacles, right? This is really speaking to sort of the laying of the foundation, the strategizing of how to move forward with some sort of venture that you have in mind, right? Laying the foundation of the strategy that will be worked towards in the future, right, to reap the benefits of. And it seems that that surfaced quite successfully for you, okay? You really stepped into, you harnessed, this strategy worked for you, right? Whatever it was, with the Father of Pentacles being your recent past, there is a sense of victory that you have, that you feel, right, in regards to this laying of the foundation that you set into place. Okay, so some sort of strategy really led to a position of accomplishment, even, okay, or a step up. Okay, and this could be long-term strategy as well, right? One that finally bloomed for you. And so now, right, in this position of general strength, you're looking out at the horizon almost, right? This Father of Pentacles is looking in this direction. This High Priestess is looking in this direction. They're both sort of wazing in their gaze at what is now taking place, okay? So there's a confidence, right? Scorpio, the phone died. All right. So a sense of confidence, okay? Definitely so. Definitely so. And maybe even a sense of relief too. Something you wanted to really accomplish, and now kind of being able to set your sights on and set your mind to your hopes and your dreams, your deepest wishes for fulfillment. Okay? Right? Whereas this is more of a strategic, grounded, material acquisition in a way. The Star speaks to your fulfillments that are not necessarily tied to the sort of day in, day out monotonous energy, right? Of working hard and reaping the benefits. The Star speaks to creativity, to imagination, right? The open mind, really going after, setting your sights on the stars, the possibilities of the universe. So there's an openness of your mind here, I'm feeling, right? And so with that, with this energy of really allowing yourself to seek out your deepest and wildest dreams, this Three of Swords energy is just sliding right out and undoing itself. Okay? There's a release of pain or heartbreak that seemingly comes out of nowhere almost, right? But perhaps something you were holding on to. Okay? There is this release. There is this unplugging of this energy here of something that maybe you were holding on to in the past, okay? Which might be resurfacing. So now, and it could be for anything, you know, just as like reflection, right, even. So in your advice position, you have the Five of Swords in reverse, okay? So another Swords card, a bit of an escalation, but nonetheless in reverse. And as we see this, it's referring to sort of this succession of progressed Swords energy. Okay, so the undoing of these energies, the need to cut through, right? If you see this one sword cutting right through this worm, cutting through, this is almost like vulnerability, being okay with the pain, doing what you have to do, having the conversation that you have to have, taking the action that you need to take in order to reach the fulfillment and the completion of this cycle, of this pain, of whatever this is. Okay? This cycle you want to bring to completion, but it can only happen if you allow this process to take place. The inherent undoing of this messy, complicated, argumentative sort of energy, okay, that's just distracted and aimless almost, right? is that this one sword is focused and razoring right through, right? It's really sharp, going straight through this worm. Okay, so there's a contrast between, in a way, the brutal truth and vulnerability and pain. Okay, letting these swords, letting this pain slide right out, allowing this sword of truth to pierce through, even if it may be painful for someone else to hear, or even painful for you, right? Perhaps this is sort of the imaginary tape that we set, right? The boundary we set for ourselves. That's sort of an illusion, maybe, right? Even. But nonetheless difficult to still obstruct and move through, right? Moving through this sort of impedance that perhaps previously was, that kept us tied and entangled in this situation, okay? That you're now flying up from. And moving directly into the completion of this phase, directly. Staking it out, boom, done, okay? And so this is in your near future. And for your hopes or your fears, you have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, speaking perhaps, if this is in regards to career, right? A situation that perhaps is not bringing you ultimate satisfaction, that you feel entangled in, that you feel is making you unhappy, that you feel is just not fulfilling, right? And one that you feel kind of stuck in even, okay? And this can be with two main people as well, okay? But with a whole lot of commotion and mess that comes along with this alliance in a way, this partnership even, okay, is perhaps the fear, right? With cutting through this, with communicating your truth, with pursuing your dreams and your ultimate vision of what you want to manifest in your life, perhaps may come at the loss, at the cost of a downstep in the tangible assets that you call yours. Okay? It could be a downstep in position. It could be, right, even a decrease in salary. So there's some sense of groundedness, right, that you fear losing, perhaps. Okay? And so in your let's move into the environment position. In your environment, right, again, you have this 10 of Wands, again speaking to your environment, just connoting the sense of completion, right? Being done with your environment. Okay, energetically, just in terms of the path that you're moving in, right? You're really gaining confidence in terms of your skills, it seems. Really setting your sights high on what you want to achieve, coming forward with just an intuitive, grounded knowingness, right? And being okay with the mystery, right? Of not having all the answers, of not knowing. But your environment, right, is speaking to sort of the same culmination of distracting, blood-sucking energy is what it kind of speaks to and seems like, hopefully not. But, right, it's sort of this draining energy. Okay, this is a very draining energy. Wands speaking of actions, of efforts, right? It's a 10, it's culminating, it's just taking everything out of you, okay? So this is the base of this, okay? to do away with your environment, to complete the cycle, right, of your contribution of efforts towards your environment, you must do what perhaps is difficult, what perhaps may mean a potential temporary loss of financial status or sense of groundedness, okay? You must close out the cycle, the ongoing cycle of this entanglement, right, that you have with whatever the situation is, of repeated pain or heartbreak or just discontentment, right? Fighting, argumentative energy, combative, okay? So now in your energetic pathway that you're moving into, you have the Seven of Pentacles upright, okay? And let me move into this card right here before we do talk about the Seven of Pentacles. This is the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay. Speaking again to this swords element that we're seeing at the base of your reading. And this is the final outcome. So I see this as standing tall regardless, even if it sets you in a vulnerable place, right? Standing tall, facing your truth, okay? Even at the mercy, at the attack, even if it puts you under attack, speaking your truth, standing for what you believe, okay? And similarly as well, there is this sense of biding time, right? This butterfly is still in the cocoon, right? It's not yet ready. It's not yet matured enough. It hasn't awoken, right, to take flight. So, right, the release from this position of feeling staked in, trapped, under attack, right, is coming to an end in time. In time. Okay. So there's an element of time release, right? Sort of like the chrysalis. Okay, that transformation, the natural progress, right? And process of transformation inherently requires a natural succession of events when they're ready to happen, okay? But it seems that you know this ending is coming, right? You know that you're going to wake up. Okay, and you're going to fly. There's a sense of knowing, right? Feeling confident. But just waiting for the right moment. Okay? So, again, right, the contrast between being held down and being free and light and flying right up, it seems, into the High Priestess. Okay? Into your hopes and your dreams. And out of this situation that stakes you in and is heavy. So, moving up, right, into the Seven of Pentacles here. I believe this is speaking to the sort of in the meantime, right, while waiting for sort of the right time to release and sort of escape, you're still abiding by the responsibilities and the expectations of the work you are to put into the situation, right? But in a way that is almost minding your own business, trying to keep it straightforward, right? And even monotonous, right? Strategic, going to complete my tasks as they're expected, as they're asked, but in a way that you know, right, is leading you eventually to the high priestess, to the maturation, right? To the release and the ultimate flight, straight up and out of this situation, right? It almost seems like this is what the base of this is, and you're like, I'm out of here, but you're like working very diligently, so it seems, towards this ending and completion and closing out of this phase. Okay, but nonetheless, one, again, that you are remaining focused on, focusing on the completion. Okay. So, right, and you have these cards, right, as the theme of your spread. So it could be, right, this Daughter of Pentacles is sort of this, right, this rainbow that we see looming above her head, speaking to the hope of a enchanting new path forward in terms of our career, in terms of our finances, right? One that really speaks to us, really one that we embark on, okay? That we feel hopeful towards. One that we approach with greater wisdom of what we want, of what our actual dreams are, right? Speaking to the Star card. So the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse is looking over at the Star card, right? Almost like a foreshadowing, right, of the march forward into what truly fulfills us, right? The pursuit of our deepest desires and wishes, okay? Imbuing this previous sort of grounded, monotonous, almost even expected engagement or involvement, right, in the tangible world and career or financially minded projects. We now see a renewed sense of hope and optimism and excitement, and one that is very much connected to what we truly want to manifest. Okay? But it's, again, pending, right? The phase of completion is perhaps not yet ready to come to fruition, right? So this is pending. It depends on and awaits the closure of the situation that you're already yet involved in, right? For which you're continuing to put in the work that is expected and required of you. So, right, this Ten of Pentacles speaking again to a culmination of some sort in terms of perhaps the previous or current phase that you're contributing to, that you're bringing about, and really closing out, okay, that hasn't yet occurred. Beneath that, we have the Six of Pentacles, okay, right before the Seven, so 6 to a 7. What's interesting is that this card depicts growth, fertility, right? Early stage even. early stage in terms of the harvest, right? Seeing the first sort of rewards of our efforts. And it's overlaid by death. Overlaid upon death, actually. Death is in reverse. So perhaps this culmination yet again needs to take place. Has yet to take place. Right? In order for this new enchanting beginning to manifest. And perhaps this is the residual, right? Sort of like you planted the seed perhaps some time ago, right? Speaking to the 7. You planted the seed, and now, right, it is coming about. It now is growing out, and you have to wait for the right time to end this phase, right? You planted the seed. You can't just walk away from the crops now, right? You have to continue to harvest and sow the seeds that you work so hard to plant. So there's a waiting of time for a maturation of some sort to come about before you close out and finalize your stake in this involvement or engagement that you've been a part of. Okay, Scorpio, so thank you so much for tuning in. Please do leave your comments below. I'm always curious to know how the readings resonate for you guys. So I look forward to connecting, and I will be back hopefully within the next week or so with your February reading. So stay tuned. Enjoy the rest of your January, Scorpio, and I look forward to reading for you guys again soon. All right, bye-bye.